Companies usually publicly list on stock markets in order to raise capital from a variety of investors in the marketplace to fund their growth ambitions. And Cilo Cybin Holdings is no exception. It's going to act as a fund that invests in different businesses with a view to positively impacting the health and wellness space, first with medicinal cannabis. It's initially investing in Cilo Cybin Pharmaceuticals, a local outfit founded by Gabriel Theron, which cultivates and manufactures cannabis for medicinal purposes. Most of its clientele are based in Australia, with moves afoot to export to Europe as well, while regulations in the South African market are not yet fully conducive for open market trade.
We want to be a disruptor in the pharmaceutical, biotech and biohacking space. So what that basically means is, yes, we're starting with cannabis today, tomorrow psychedelics, but we will grow into various other industries from a tech perspective, from a devices perspective, and ultimately ending up where we can have a system that will help you to prevent disease. So a preventative system, but also to monitor yourself. Because I think after COVID, people realize they need to start looking at their health themselves. So it's very, very important for us to be able to provide those tools to the man in the street, and that's where we want to go.
Theron knows that the global cannabis industry is worth approximately $400 billion a year, but only about 10% of that figure is legal trade. But he knows that the legal industry has great scope for growth.
The reason why we're positioning ourselves now in the early days is that we can actually grow as the markets open up globally. We can then be there at the forefront.
Concerns have been raised about companies delisting from the JSE, so this new listing, albeit on the JSE smaller Altex board, is a positive development for the local bourse.
So we're pleased to welcome Cilo Cybin to the JSE, and why it's so significant is not only is this a listing which we celebrate, but it's also the first of its kind in medical cannabis.
Asked about whether market sentiment would remain positive in light of the outcome of the elections, despite remaining uncertainty about what the next government will look like, Reddy was upbeat.
The markets have had a massive bid bias, and you've seen good performance. Certainly our South African domestic stocks would be most impacted by the elections, have seen a good rally. So you can feel the sentiment on the ground. People have been waiting for change, have been waiting for some execution delivery in key metrics that will drive our country forward. And the markets, certainly across equities and bonds, are indicating that this is in good support for a good trajectory for South Africa.
As with any other stock that lists on a stock exchange, there'll be high hopes for Cilo Cybin to grow its business as envisaged by its founder and deliver decent returns to investors over time. Nampumelelo Siziba, SABC News, Johannesburg.